Hi everybody. So lately I've been working on memory for Mark so it can actually remember things about you. And to show it off, I'm gonna have it start off a project from a brainstorming session we had earlier today. So I'm just gonna open up Mark real quick on my terminal. This is a completely fresh session, by the way, so there's no context in this chat currently. Hey, do you remember that brainstorming session we had earlier today? Hopefully it should remember, right? Yep, there we go. So it basically perfectly recalled my AI city guide idea that we were talking about. So I want you to know that I prefer building most of my projects as iOS apps in Swift UI. So I want you to use my computer and kind of create an Xcode project for me. You can save it anywhere you like. Just a quick correction for the transcribing, but anyway. So that should kind of kick off the computer agent to do stuff. There we go. Okay, awesome. So as that's happening, I want to talk a little bit about how memory is layered in Mark. So the first layer is the working memory, which might seem pretty obvious, is just the chat context that Mark has. Where it does get interesting though is the second layer, which is the short-term memory, which is actually a collection of all the important details, ideas, decisions you made throughout the entire day through all the conversations. So every time you start a new conversation, it kind of loads all the previous important details from previous conversations that day. So all of that's just fresh in its memory. And every night, basically, all those sort of days' memories kind of get consolidated into a long-term storage vector database for long-term retrieval or whatever. And I like to call that mode dream mode essentially because it's kind of like how humans sleep and dream. That's where I took the inspiration from as well. So the whole motivation behind that is that it should keep your most recent memories for that day fresh, and then maybe something that you did last week with it should still be present but not as prevalent as what you just did today. And I think it's kind of building out the Xcode project, kind of, maybe. It doesn't have to get all the way there. You guys get the point. It remembered what I was trying to do and kind of just started off with that. So uh, let's see what happens with other features of Mark, and see you guys later.